Hello ladies and gentlemen out there. Welcome to another Help Me Rhonda episode. This week comes from one of my favorite training clients I have. First of all, I love her name and I love the color of her hair. I'll have to ask her if I can show you a picture of it. But it's from Pip Todman from the United Kingdom. And this is what she says to me. A few of us here in the UK don't have any stamp clubs yet. I know, I can hear your shock from here. We'd love to start one, but we don't understand how to cover the costs of a hall. We don't have room at our homes to do a stamp club. Alright, she asked a couple other questions in there that I will cover in this as well. But that's her main concern. Many of us have homes that are too small to run events in. As a matter of fact, I don't run any events in my home, except for club. That is the one thing, because club is typically a smaller, intimate group of people. Pip, I'm going to give you a couple different ideas. One of how you can run it out of your home. I'm going to tell you for sure that I am a learner of clubs. I have learned over the years on how to run them effectively so they don't hurt your business, because I am not a big fan of clubs. I have seen them hurt many businesses. They're not a must in your business. They can help your business and they definitely have their pros, but they also have their cons. If you start running a lot of clubs, you run into the danger of not welcoming new people on a continual basis. Clubs can certainly have stable sales and they can grow your sales even for a couple years. But if you do not have other aspects of your business welcoming in new customers, your business will suffer several years later. Your customers will eventually not continue to spend as much. You'll probably recruit a lot of your club members, or some of them, guess what guys, they don't stamp with you forever. They will just eventually leave your business. So I have a lot of training clients come to me, and the reason why they're struggling now is not because they're not phenomenal demonstrators. It's because they turned their business over to all clubs many years ago. Nowadays, I think we've learned from that. And one of the people who I've learned the most from about clubs is Tammy White. And she runs them still in her home today, and she does not have a huge home to hold them in as well. So Pip, let me give you some ideas that she taught me and that I currently use, and that many of my training clients do as well. And that is to have club that you run several times in your home. Maybe you can only have 6 people, but if you run that club 3 or 4 times within a 2-day time period, you can have over 24 people come to your house through with club. They would have to sign up for a certain time slot. Let me give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Number 1, club should be simple projects, maybe, or not anything that they're there 3, 4, 5, or 6 hours. So maybe you have them sign up and come from an 11 o'clock to a 1 o'clock time slot during the day, if you're home during the day. And then maybe have them come from a 5 to 7 or a 7 to 9. So you can have 3 sets of club members come through in one day. 1 setup, 1 cleanup, and you can also fill in as you go. And then if you want to, you can carry it over to the next day and maybe do an afternoon session and another evening session. It's what works best for you. I have a couple of my own downline who run a lot of clubs, mind you, amongst other things, so their business stays strong. But they'll run, the very first week of the month will be club week, and they'll run club Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 nights in a row, because they work full time during the day. But they only have to set up once, and they only have to clean up once. And that way, you don't have to worry about renting out a hall. It's not necessary. Now, on the flip side, I do rent out a hall for my club and for my classes because my home is not conducive to running a business. I have 4 children and they're usually running in and out, and I don't have a studio. I don't have an actual stamp room that has tables in it. I'm actually in the storage room in my basement, which is definitely not, it's just barely enough room for me and my helper Tammy when we're in there. So I do rent out a hall, and I negotiated a rate that was, just for an example, $40 each time that I use it. Again, that eats into a lot of my profit. So what I do is a fun game. You can choose 2 ways. One, you can work it into the fee. So right now, if you're charging £10 for a class or free with an order, you might have to bump that up to £12 a class. If you have 10 people come, then right now you're collecting 20 extra pounds, and you can tell them that it goes towards the room rental charge. I also do a really fun game for them, and they know that it's to pay for my room rental. So I will have 3 or 4 different prizes, and I will have a basket that is just for those prizes. They are hostess gifts. They're hostess stamp sets. They're gifts, they're projects that I've already made. They're groups of handmade cards. They're things that have cost me nothing. They might even be some really great retired product bundles. And then they purchase entries into winning those. And then I take all that money that I collected and it goes towards the room rental. Now, if by chance that I didn't cover enough, I usually just make up the difference. And then if, because it's usually just within $5, it's very, very close. I almost always go over the amount. If we go over the amount, we add up the money right there. So they know it is for the room rental. It's not into Rhonda's pocket. And if we go over the amount, which we usually do, then whatever's left over goes into the form of a gift certificate for somebody who bought into the game. So therefore, there's usually four winners, and it also adds to the fun element of the whole event. I do this at any event that I have to ever rent out a hall. I use that to help pay for the hall rental. That way, people who can afford it or don't want to afford it, they don't have to do it. But trust me, I usually have a long line of people who are ready to play for the game. They love to win the prizes, they love to have fun, and they love being at my hall. And they know the only way that we can be there is to help me offset that cost by playing that fun game. And when there's 10 people and you break it down to $5 a person, and they get to win prizes for it, they're usually more than happy to do that. That's just one suggestion. Or if you don't like that idea, then you can always just add in a few extra dollars per person and just tell them that there's a $3 or £3 extra fee to pay for the hall. Either way works. I truly believe that you can still run it out of your house. Where there's a will, there's a way. You're just going to have to take time slots, and when a certain time slot is full, then someone has to pick a second one or a third one. You can run one club, you can run it in 3 or 4 different time slots or 2 time slots, all depending on how big your club is and as it grows. Because the most important thing about running a club is that there's always welcoming in new people into your club so that it doesn't just grow stagnant. If you have the same 6 people for only 6 months, then you're actually cutting off your business, so you're not welcoming in new people. So encourage those club members to bring friends, and you yourself make sure that you are inviting new people all the time to join your club. All right, Pip, I hope that helps answer your questions and give you some ideas on how you can use a hall to run your business through. I know they're not easy to find. I usually will ask my downline or my customers to help me find a place locally, or usually within a good half an hour that we can use. I've been in several different places over the years, and when one doesn't work, I put my eyes out for a new one that will hold us and have tables and good lighting. It's always a challenge, but I know you can do it. Thanks for asking the question, guys. And next time, who's going to have their question featured on our next Help Me Rhonda episode? All you have to do is just shoot me an email, and maybe I'll feature it one week, and we'll get your questions answered. Thanks for stopping by.